All right, everybody, welcome to this month's hangout session. We've got Drake again. DrakeTakes. You need to follow his channel, watch his games. He's a good guy. Drake, what's going on? Thanks for joining me again. Thanks for letting me bug you for an hour.
What's up, Dave? No, it's fine. We always enjoy bouncing nerd stuff off of each other. It's always great.
Always. So tonight, everyone. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Starfinder, which is the next game that I'm going to be running. I'm going to be running the beginner box set adventure. It's called Steel Talon's Lair. And then I'm also probably going to transition that level 1 game into the first standalone adventure that's coming out for Starfinder next month in August. It's called Junker's Delight. And I will probably be running that also. So Starfinder is a great game. I just haven't played it enough, so I'm still kind of learning Starfinder also. And it's been probably at least 2 years since I've ran it. So yeah. So Drake, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? I got the PDF. I'm ready to. I haven't played Starfinder. I've only seen people playing it, so I'm not intimate with the rules or so, but I kind of like that, as a player. Sometimes it's new, it's fresh. I'm a role player. I know most of this stuff. So like knowing the deep down dark rules of the game, I'm just going to play the big dumb guy and I'm going to break shit. Yeah.
My name's Smog. Me crush you.
Yeah, exactly. And then I can turn the wrench if I need to, or have some kind of skill or something on the ship. So this adventure that you're talking about, is it mostly space?
It is.
Or is it going to be on
Starfinder
a planet?
It's actually the starter adventure, which is in the starter box set. That actually is called Steel Talon's Lair, and it is an Absalom station, Absalom Station is sort of like the central hub in the Pact Worlds. I believe there's 13 planets in the Pact Worlds, 12 or 13. And yeah, it's like a giant space station. And that's where Steel Talon's Lairs is going to be. Yep.
See it.
The adventure is actually
as big as one of the other planets, so it's massive, huh?
Absalom Station is huge. And then after that, Junker's Delight. I really don't know where Junker's Delight's going to be. I think it's in the Diaspora, which is, I think that's where the Kasatha come from. But I haven't done any reading on, I have done reading when the Galaxy Manual came out. I read about the Vesk and stuff. Really good stuff. A lot of good lore in Starfinder. When it first came out, 4 or 5 years ago now, I thought it was just going to be Pathfinder in space, and I thought it was just going to be another 3.5 OGL, and it was nice not to see that. So, I mean, it is definitely science fiction, but it also has, I call it sci-fi fantasy. That's how I interpret it.
It's definitely not me pure sci-fi. Fantasy-ish kind of feel looking through the core rule book. The art is just phenomenal, though. I mean, I cannot say any more about the art. It's just, and the layout of the book, I love it. It's great. Are you going to be using any like sounds?
Probably not. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm not using extensions or logging in the websites. Yeah, I want to do that. But I'm waiting until we get it incorporated into Fantasy Grounds. So I won't be doing any of that.
Which is tomorrow, by the way, right, Dave? That's going to happen tomorrow, right?
Negative Ghost Rider on that, that's for sure. Negative Ghost Rider.
Negative.
You did not hear that
flyby right
there. Yeah, this is nothing to do. Yeah, for sure. So we got some people in chat too asking questions.
How is it built out for Fantasy Grounds?
I don't know. We haven't even started it yet, so.
Have you at least opened the module in Fantasy Grounds? So you've been.
Oh, I thought you were still on sound. Well, yeah, I'm working on the I do a Friday stream, a Friday Fantasy Grounds Unity prep stream, and I'm doing the starter box set adventure on that stream right now. And then once I'm done with that, then I'll start doing Junker's Delight, because Junker's Delight hasn't come out yet, and it comes out next month, and it's a level 1 to 4 adventure. So
sounds like you're like Sanford and Son in space. It's your wah, you know.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a great song. I need to listen to that. I'm sure
I
you
think
could probably
somebody on my phone has that as a ringtone.
That's a good ringtone. I used to love that show. I'm coming to see you, Martha. He's like dying 10 times an episode. Red Fox. Oh my gosh, he was funny. He was funny in what was that one with Eddie Murphy? Was it Coming to America? Or Harlem Nights? I think it was Harlem Nights, where he had those big glasses on and his eyes were as big as a lens. It was so funny.
Yeah, that was Harlem Nights.
Doing this.
Trying to look through the bottom of it.
Yeah.
What's up, El Muerte? How are you doing? Think pigs in space meets cyborgs. Pigs in space. Pigs in space.
Bunch of people in chat. Bell and Gwyd. Gwyd said he's never seen you so clean cut.
Me?
We're both looking awfully dapper tonight. Well, thanks, Gwyd. John Torregano, what's going on? Yeah, he is. He's on YouTube. John Torregano's on Twitch. Bell's on Twitch. Rowdy and John and Lord are all on YouTube. So yeah, we're gonna play some Starfinder. Drake's never played. Drake is Drake's actually the first player that I have for this game, and we're gonna have a total of 4 players. So I'll be reaching out to different folks, and we'll be playing Starfinder. I don't know when we'll start it. Probably after I get all these miniatures done. So I've literally got 18 days worth of videos made already. Queued up. I mean, I literally got 18 days.
You just chronicked out on it, did you? Chronicked out on it.
Because I just want to get them done. Once I get all of the miniature videos done, I only need to do them when a series comes out every 4 months or 5 months or so. You know what I mean? So that's why I just want to get them done and over with. And it takes a lot of time to make one of those videos. I mean, it still takes, it's like I just made all of the iconic hero sets. There's 5, 6, or 7 miniatures in a set. And it still takes at least 2-3 hours to make one of those videos, because I have to record each miniature on the wheel, and then I have to record my intro, the body of the video, and then the end of the video. And then I got to put everything together, and then I have to upload it, and then I have to process it. Then I have to upload it. Then I have to put everything in there. And it's a very time consuming process. It's not just bam and a miniature video is done. I wish. And some of the longer videos, like Rise of the Rune Lords, has 65 miniatures in it. I counted how much time I had invested into that, and I had almost 10 hours of time just in that video making it. Unbelievable. So, but they look great, though. In my opinion, I think those videos are way higher quality than what I used to do. There's no comparison between my old videos and the new ones. So, but I'm happy with them. So,
yeah, I've seen a few that they do look good. They do look real good.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can see all the dust on the base of the miniatures. If there's like a piece of plastic hair sticking off of the miniature, you can see it. I mean, it is that clear with those, with the 4K cameras. So, John, what's going on? He's over on YouTube. So yeah, we're going to be playing Starfinder, and it's going to kind of be a learning process all over for me again, because I haven't ran Starfinder in probably 2-3 years. And, I know Drake, he's going to be reading about his class, his race that he chooses. And, the other three, I'm looking for 3 more players for this game, and I don't care who you are. I don't care what background you come from. I don't care if you're a man or a female. I don't care if you're transgender. I don't care anything. I just want people that want to play. And I want people that are going to get involved with their characters. I want people that are not going to be shy to be on a cam. I don't want people that are going to be shy to role play. I don't want any of that. I want outgoing players. And, got to have a nice camera, got to have a good sounding mic. It's got to be nice and equalized, and I'll do what I can on my end. But, yeah. So we'll be playing Starfinder. And like I said, it's going to be a learning process for me as well. So, yep. So yeah, what kind of caught your eye besides the art? I know you mentioned the art, which the art in Starfinder is amazing. So what else has kind of caught your eye? Just kind of glancing over the book.
I like the I started looking at equipment, so
oh, there's so much equipment. Yeah. And there's a whole 300-page hardback that's nothing but equipment and ships and everything else. It's crazy. And augmentations and cybernetics and stuff. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I think I'm playing. I've already said it, but I think I'm going to play a Vesk. I like that race. I like that idea.
Yeah, I like the big dumb races.
Yeah.
The bugbears.
Yeah, but
those are the ones
sometimes
that I like.
And that's where I'm at in my. I think by the time you start this up after you get done with your minis, what's that? 20,
I got probably 25? About another.
How many minis you got left?
I think I got like 58 or 60 videos done. I probably got about another 30 to 40 to make, and I'll be doing that over the next 2-3 weeks. So I don't know. We're at least probably a month out. From starting.
I was thinking 2025 or something with all your minis.
No, I've got a bunch done already. So, and like I said, I got 18 days queued up in YouTube right now. So I've got a lot already done. That's all I do on my days off. That's when I do all this, is on my days off. Solid days off? Yeah. Solid days of just working on recording miniature videos. That's all I do. And I just want to get it done and over with so I can just start talking about Starfinder and talking about, 5e and Pathfinder 2. That's what I want. I was going to do Savage Worlds, but I'm like, if I do Savage Worlds, it'll be Savage Pathfinder. So that's kind of what I'll do there. Or my zombie apocalypse game. But
speaking of Savage Worlds, we were playing Deadlands, and my character did 900 points in one round.
Did he really? He had that many aces?
It was we took a boat and we stuffed it full of ghost rock and dynamite in the front of it.
Oh my gosh!
And slammed it into another boat, and I forget what the base roll was, but yeah, I aced so many times. I got up to 450 points, and then somebody played the card to double it. 900 points of damage to an ironclad. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Holy cow. I can just imagine that it killed everybody on the boat, right? I would imagine.
Well, then it would have been a stale encounter, I think. So some of the guys got thrown out of the ship, and we had to fight them. But
okay.
But yeah, it killed it. That was the turning point of it, of the whole encounter. Yeah. Was that?
What are you playing in the Savage Worlds game? You got what are you guys playing? What are you playing? The Plot Point campaign, Lost Sons, or something like that?
The Flood.
That's it. Yeah. What are you playing?
Dude, I'm just playing some guy. I mean, he's mostly a combat guy. I mean, there's not really a class. He's just got a shotgun. His name's Tim Simmons. You remember Dances with Wolves?
Yeah, that was a good movie. Actually, Kevin Costner.
Do you remember Timmons from the Wagoneer?
I don't remember him per se. No. But he was one of the characters.
With a lift, and he helped. He took the guy out to on the trail when they first started out. He's yeah, Mew, Jack and Steve.
I remember Kevin Costner was going to lose his foot, and he said, "Don't amputate it." I remember that.
Yeah,
when they were in Civil War.
Well,
so
yeah, after he goes out to the edge of, and he meets that general that's like that shoots himself in the head, and then he gets on the little wagon train.
I remember that. Yeah.
That's the wagon driver is Timmons Simmons.
Timmons Simmons. That's your character. I love it. I like it. Man, so much work on miniatures. Gives me a chance to
Starfinder miniatures.
Yeah, I got all of them. Yeah, I've actually got all the Starfinder mini videos up. There's like 2 packs of ships, 2 packs of heroes, some villains, some bad guys, and then there's actually a full set that just came out a couple months ago, 32 or 40 miniatures, and then a nice little like case incentive where it's like a cargo bay. There's like a cargo truck and some boxes and some crates and a wagon for the car and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Do you ever like get them out like your army soldiers and line them up and
sure. No, because that means if I do that, that means I got to put them away.
You got to break them. Are you going to break them?
Yeah. Well, I
drop all your.
It's like before COVID started, we were going to play Starfinder. We were going to play the Dead Suns campaign. No, I'm sorry. We decided we were going to do Dead Suns, and then when the Hive Adventure Path came on against the not against the, what is it called?
Aeon Throne?
No, Attack of the Swarm. Oh, no. Now, against the Ion Throne, I will definitely run that 3-book AP. That is a great AP. But no, it's called Attack of the Swarm. And it reminds me of Starship Troopers. And so the guys and gals that I was going to play with here at the house, we decided that we were going to play Starfinder and Attack of the Swarm. And then COVID happened. And then that didn't happen. So, yeah. Yep. John's asking.
We just set up our yearly D&D.
Are you guys doing that again?
Set up in Orlando. Yeah, in Orlando.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, you guys are going to Orlando this year, huh?
Well, we do it the last 3 years we've done it in Orlando. We rent an Airbnb and just.
Yeah, I thought you guys went to like Kansas or something one year, or Washington State or something like that, didn't you?
No, that's Rob's. That does that same thing. Rob's group with Gwydion and they did somewhere in Canada last time.
Yeah, I have a passport.
I like my bacon more
Intercontinental
American. I like
passport. I think it's expired. I think I gotta renew it. I don't know.
My passport's ready to go. Let's go.
I don't go anywhere anyway, so. That's cool. You're going
I don't want to go anywhere.
Orlando. Yeah, that was the first convention that I ever went to, was back in the 80s. We went to a con and almost died on the way there. Yeah, unbelievable.
Is this another real life story?
Nope. Not even going to do it. I'm going to save it.
Save it.
It's going to save it. I did like 5 real life stories this month too. Man, I've been on a tear. Holy cow.
Yeah, you've just been knocking out some content. It's like your old days, just kicking them out.
Yeah. I do all that on my days off, and then I just preset everything, and then it just comes out a video or 2 a day. So, man, just got to get those. I just keep emphasizing it, but I got to get those mini videos done. They've got to get done. But it's so fun looking at them though, and getting to see him in HD on the wheel and stuff. It's really cool. So some things about Starfinder that we'll kind of talk about. I don't know if you've got this far in the book. I know that you kind of checked out the races.
I'm still lost in the art. I'm still lost in the art.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool. There's some pretty cool things with Starfinder too. So the first thing I'll kind of talk about is, like, I'm sure you probably noticed that you get with your race, you get like a stamina point. You get stamina points and you get hit points. So you get a hit point pool like every other D20 game, but you also get a stamina point pool. And so if you take any damage, then you take damage from your stamina points first, and then you go into your hit points. And then you get like a special resolve point that you can refill your stamina points with a short rest, or you can bring yourself back to consciousness, from being knocked unconscious. And then with resolve points, you can also use special class like abilities and stuff like that, or racial abilities if you have anything. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's kind of like a little twist on it. And then Encumbrance was totally redone, and Encumbrance and Starfinder, kind of paved the way for how they're doing Encumbrance and Pathfinder 2 also. So it's called Bulk now. It's not even called Encumbrance, but everybody knows it as Encumbrance. But Bulk, so you get it's based off of your strength. And I like it because it's not like it's not like a dwarf in D&D or Pathfinder First Edition where you can carry a castle on your back, including the kitchen sink. Bulk is almost as vicious as as Pathfinder. Savage Worlds. Savage Worlds, Encumbrance is really, really tough. But in Pathfinder, it's not as tough, but it's not as laxed in like 3.5 in D&D and stuff. So, but there's two different types of bulk. There's bulk, which is like a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you got you can carry a total of 10 bulk and your armor weighs 7 bulk, you're not going to have much bulk left for a weapon and everything else. So you really kind of got to balance it out. And then there's light bulk items, which 10 light bulk items cost, it basically converts to 1 bulk. So you can have 10 light bulk items and it will beef it up 1 more bulk. But if you have 9 light bulk items, it's still no bulk. You know what I'm saying? You have to have 10 light bulk items to get 1 bulk. So so that's a cool twist to it as well. I love the variety of the classes, how each class is actually unique. Like the soldiers, you get to upgrade weapons and upgrade armor and stuff like that. And just the sheer amount of equipment in this game. Holy cow. And there's a ton of equipment in the core rulebook, but there's an entire hardback that's like 300 pages of equipment and ships and everything else. So, and
I'm good with just the core for now. I don't want to go diving into extra books
because I kind of need to relearn it too. So there's a lot of rules expansions throughout the different books that have come out throughout the years, and we're just going to omit all that stuff, and we're just going to stay with the core book until we get used to it, and then I'll slowly kind of expand more stuff. So, but with equipment, there's critical effects on every different type of weapon. So you need to, whatever class you decide to play, like if you're playing a soldier, whatever weapons you have, you need to get familiar with the critical effects that your weapons do, because that's actually a big part of Starfinder also. Now, the one thing that I don't like about Starfinder are all the different conditions. I mean, it's not as bad as 3.5, but it's still pretty bad. But I think D&D hit it perfect with D&D 5, hit it perfect with the minimal amount of conditions that game has.
Yeah, like what is it, 12 or 14 or something?
Yeah, there's not many. But Pathfinder 2 and Starfinder, they just love, Paizo loves conditions, man. They just love to just flood your books with and everything with conditions. So that's the only thing that I'm not a big fan of with Paizo, or the 40 conditions or whatever it is in Starfinder. And there was a lot more in first edition from what I remember. But at least attacks of opportunity were really cut down in Starfinder also. That was another thing that I liked about Starfinder. And they even cut them down more in Pathfinder 2. So, yeah, so much variety though, especially with the classes. You got, there's such a robust skill system. And, when you get to the chapter with skills, you'll notice that you can do a lot of stuff with your skills. There's a lot of different things that you can do, a lot of actions and stuff. Well, they're not really considered actions, but they end up being that way anyway. Lots of feats. It's Paizo. They love customization. So that's one really nice thing about the classes is, all the splat books, they even add more options for all of the different races. There's more options for all the classes, and there's so much customization, and it's all, you get it. It's not like in 5e where you say, oh, you get to get an ability score improvement or a feat. But in Starfinder, you get both, like Pathfinder 2 and Pathfinder 1. So, yeah.
I was thinking about in D&D giving out extra feats once in a while, but I'm like, breaking the game, probably.
Yeah, but you're going to break it because everyone's going to take, the feats that have ability scores tied to them. So, everybody's going to have brawler and everything else. So,
when you give out a feat, do it at 20th level. Is that what you're saying? Because by then everything's capped out, anyway. All right, so there is flanking. I'm looking through some of the rules.
There is flanking, yeah. +2 bonus to attack.
Walk, hustle, and run. Boots of movement.
Lots of magic items. Yeah. Lots of hybrid magic items. Feet.
Do you use the diagonal rule?
In Starfinder, I don't believe
it looks like it's automatic.
Yeah, I don't think the 5-10 is in Starfinder. I know it's in Pathfinder 2. I'd have to look again.
I see it here, diagonals. But measuring distance, count the first diagonal is 1 square, second is 2 squares, yeah.
Okay, so it is 5-10. All right. Told you it's been years since I've played, so.
But the beauty of Fantasy Grounds is it's going to do it for us. We don't have to worry about it.
It will do it for you. That is correct. So,
inventory management, nice in Fantasy Grounds.
Mm-hmm.
You can set all that up.
That is correct. Keeps track of your bulk for you. Another big thing about Starfinder is Starship Combat. Starship Combat is awesome. And it gets all the players involved because every player has a role to perform on the ship. So you can only have one captain, you can only have one pilot, but then you can have as many science officers as you want. You can have science officers, you can have gunners, and I believe there's something else also. But there's round,
a pilot and an engineer, I think.
Pilots, engineers, gunners, but you also have other things that have been added in the Starship Operations Manual, but we're not going to do that. So, but yeah, you get there's 3 phases to Starship Combat, and everybody gets involved, and I really like it. And it creates role play, and that's what I like.
Yeah, I saw parts where the captain can actually help a couple of the other.
They can give bonuses to everybody involved. Yeah. And you can also build your own starship. So, it takes the party's level, and then you get an average party level. And then your average party level is the level of your ship. And then you get, I believe it's called Universal Product Points or something like that, UBP or something like that you get to spend on your ship. So you can buy different frames. There's like cruiser frames, frigate frames, destroyer frames, dreadnoughts, transports. I mean, there's just so many different types of, you get starship build points. And then so if you're all level 1, you get 55 starship build points, and you get to buy your frame, and then you spend your 55 points on, your thrusters, your core engine. Do you want a drift engine? If you have a drift engine, that means that you can go to other galaxies and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's like a little mini game inside of a game. And then I believe in September, there's a new book coming out that's going to have mechs, and you're going to be able to build your own mech, and it's going to follow the same build rules as Starship. So you'll buy a frame, and then you just add on your mech suit.
I used to love playing Mech Warrior.
Yeah.
I found the conditions. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Like 40 conditions.
Yeah, there's a bunch of conditions. That's the one thing
You're cowering.
Yeah. One thing I don't like about Starfinder and Pathfinder 2, just way too many conditions. But, a lot of the conditions do the same thing. They're just kind of labeled something different. So,
yeah. So instead of like being, cowering, you are off kilter. Off kilter.
Yep. Off kilter is like when you're kind of flying around in space, or if you're in like a suit or something. But yeah, that's, like your ships, you can get cargo bays, and you can put like a science lab in there. You can put cargo bay. You can have all kinds of like smuggling containers that you can smuggle stuff. I mean, it's just the possibilities are.
Yeah, I saw where you can get like crew quarters and and
they give you bonuses.
Mid bay.
Yeah. And you can have a hangar to where you can put individual fighters. So if your ship's being attacked and you have a 5-person party, then you can have 3 people fly the ship and 2 people get in their little fighter ships and go out and help. I mean, you can do that kind of stuff too. There's like a holodeck you can put in there, and this is all kinds of stuff that you can do to, it's like I said, it's like a little mini game inside of the game. But, Starfinder definitely has more rules than D&D 5e. So there's a lot more crunch involved with Starfinder. It's like a perfect medium. It's not as rule heavy as 3.5, and it's not as rule light as D&D 5e. So, that's how I see that in Pathfinder 2. And Gorgias is that's one system he's been wanting to play. Looks complicated though, he says. So what's up, Engorgia? It's definitely got more crunch than D&D 5e. I don't think
it's so much complicated for the player as much it is for the DM knowing where to quickly find some reference stuff real quick.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to worry about the.
Go ahead.
Oh, look at all these spaceships. Nice. I'm scrolling through the core rulebook still. It's funny, there's a big ship and 2 little ships chasing it, just as you said that. Mystic spell list. Yeah, see, that adds a whole nother level of stuff.
Yeah. And the spells are like D&D, you can use a higher level spell slot to, cast a heightened spell, and it's a good system. There's your technomancers are your wizards, and your mystics are your cleric type classes. But the mystics, they're pretty badass. They can light you up also. So, yeah. They just put another playtest out yesterday for a shapeshifter or something like that for Pathfinder 2. An entire class called the shapeshifter or something like that. The playtest comes out in August. Level 1 through 20 playtest. So,
what are you like, Odo from Deep Space Nine? Kind of.
I'm not too sure. I never watched Deep Space Nine.
They were changelings, and they could change into a bucket, or a telephone pole or a person, they could change it to anything, anything they can touch. So the Terminator, the liquid Terminator dude.
Get to the chopper. I think that was what was that? Alien?
Predator. That was Predator.
That's it. Yeah.
That was with Jesse the Body Ventura. Was in it?
Billy D. Williams. Was it? No, Carl Weathers or something like that. Yeah. So Engorgio said he's just learning to play Pathfinder 2, and he said Starfinder looks just as crazy.
Aren't they almost similar rules though? PF2 and Starfinder?
Not really. There's no resolve points in Pathfinder 2. There's no stamina, and also in Starfinder, there's 2 armor classes. There's a energy armor class and a kinetic armor class. Your energy armor class is your anything magic related AC, and then your kinetic armor class is your physical AC. So it's basically like a will saving throw and a fortitude saving throw, basically. But it's AC though, because there's no core, there's no base AC. It's just energy and kinetic armor class. So that's another quirk about Starfinder. But the customization is just crazy.
And will. Fortitude, reflex, and will. Miracle Worker. 7th level.
Then you have themes. Not only do you get a race, you get a class, you get a theme, which is the theme is the same thing as a background in D&D 5e. The theme gives you like +1 to an ability score. And then at like first level, you get a feature. And then I believe at like 6, 12, and 18, you get other features depending on what theme. There's I think there's 10 themes in the core rulebook, and then every other book, adventure paths, everything else, they also add more themes. So, but like I said, we're just going to do stuff out of the core book. So,
die for cover, combat feat.
Yeah. Now, cover is huge in Starfinder because it's all about laser pistols and. There's weapons that have ammunition, like what we're familiar with. There's laser pistols. There's lightsabers. I think they're called vibro swords. There's needle guns. There's blasters, bazookas. I mean, there's literally every type of weapon you could think of. It's in Starfinder. And in fact, if you got your right arm was mangled, and you want to chop your arm off and put a cannon on that arm or a bazooka, you can do that too. Because there's all kinds of augmentations, there's cybernetics. If you are tired of not having dark vision or any kind of, seeing in the dark capability, you can have your eyes medically taken out and you can have cybernetic eyes put in and stuff too. So I like the customization of Starfinder. And when I talked to Jason Keeley and Peter McCreary at Paizo, the whole thing with starships, it takes a lot of money to buy anything for a starship. But your credits, because the main currency in Starfinder is credits, right? And you have like all these galactic banks and cred sticks, debit cards, whatever you want to call them. They want you to spend all of your credits on your character. They don't, because they know if you don't, you're going to invest all your money into your ship and you're not going to have any money for your character. So that's why starships have an average party level, and that's why you get the starship point buy system to upgrade your engines, to upgrade your blasters, or add a turret, or add warp speed, add a drift engine to your ship, add an extra hangar so you can put some ships in there or whatever. So you'll never have to spend any credits at all on a starship because you just automatically get upgrades. Yeah.
It's like your base of operations, kind of, you know.
That's it, yeah. And you get to fly your ship around the galaxy, yeah. Make sure you get a drift engine, because you don't want to go. You wouldn't even be able to get into deep space. So, yeah, it's a cool game though. There's so much to it, and you just keep. ISO just keeps adding more and more and more. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out for it. It's a nicely put together game. I do like it. I just wish I've been able to play it more, which I just haven't.
So you get a good group, then you can start rocking it out.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll find 3 more players, and we'll get on it once I get all these miniature videos done. So... I mean, we're only going to be playing about an hour to an hour and a half. I mean,
that's awesome.
I don't do big 4-6 hour games anymore. To me, I just can't do it anymore. So, we'll be playing for an hour and a half. So it'll be, keep you as a player wanting more, and it's not going to create too much work for me on a weekly basis to prep for 4 to 6 hours. You know what I mean? So, because I just don't have the time to do it. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's just, I just don't have time.
How much content is there for Fantasy Grounds out for?
We have pretty much
modules
everything.
And adventures.
Yeah, we have most of it.
Has that stuff been
See
set
all
up
these
with
books right there? All these books are adventures. Every one of those books. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're on their 9th adventure path, and each book is around 70 pages. And we're on book number 41 next month. So there's 9 adventure paths that take you up to about 14. There's a couple 3-book APs that go from 14 to 20. And there's tons of content. And starting next month, they're back because they've been doing these once a month for years. So they're cutting the adventure paths back to every other month. So in between those, they're doing either a standalone adventure, a one-shot adventure with pre-generated characters, or like a small little like solo adventure or something like that. So, but yeah, they're gonna start doing the standalone adventures that aren't involved in the APs, which is awesome. And that's what I said. That's what I'm going to be running, because the first one comes out next month. It's called Junker's Delight, and it involves a big junkyard on another planet, and that's all I'm going to say.
That sounds fun, actually.
Yeah, it does. And then,
I used to love going to the junkyard.
Oh, man. I cut my leg really bad at the junkyard one time. I was like backing up, squeezing between 2 cars, and this piece of metal just bit me. Cut my leg up pretty bad. I was like, oh shit, I'm bleeding all over the place. And then one time I was at the junkyard, and then there was like a siren going off, and there was a bear in the junkyard. So I had to get into a car, and this bear was like, saw me in the car. And there was like there were other people out there running in the junkyard and getting in cars, and it was crazy.
Just make sure you get in the car that still has a windshield, right?
Yeah, and there's a big sign. Yeah, exactly. I had to look around to find one. But when you go into the big junkyard, it's in Cocoa, Florida, and there's a big sign that says, if you hear the alarm, get into a car. And it says, we're not kidding. And they even tell you when you're in there, hey, if you hear the alarm go off, that means there's a bear or something in there, because it's in the middle of like a forest. So, yeah, thanks. Cut my leg up. I'm all fucking bleeding all over the place, and got bears. They're like smelling the blood. They're
smelling the blood. He's like, you got AB negative.
Yeah, you got, oh my.
Tasty.
Yeah.
So you think in a vampire game, the vampires can actually tell what kind of blood it is? It's B negative.
You mean like Vampire
that's a nice vintage of O positive.
Rod or something like that. Yeah, I don't think I could
You ever play Vampire?
No.
You never played Vampire?
No.
I played Vampire. It was pretty fun, actually.
Did you?
You like vampires?
No. Actually, I don't. Especially when Curse of Strahd came out and Ravenloft and stuff. We went to Barovia one time, and then that was it. I wasn't into it. I mean, I just wasn't into vampires and stuff. I don't know why. And then when Strahd came out,
we played the werewolf.
Run it. Now see, if I were to play vampire, I would play either a werewolf or a Jawa. If I could play a Jawa or werewolf, I would play Vampire the Masquerade. Yep. I asked, we had...
Yeah, when we first played, it was the werewolves, I think, and we all played a werewolf. That was fun.
That's cool.
And then the vampire, I don't know if it was the Masquerade back then, but when Vampire came out, we all played Vampire. And that was harder. That was way harder because
vampires are wussies compared to werewolves. I always thought so.
When you get into a fight, yeah, I mean, especially in certain circumstances, but vampires had their, like if you were in a city, a vampire is way better, because vampires can get around and blend in. Humans. When you get pissed off as a werewolf, everybody knows it.
Yeah, the whole block dies instead of just one person, The whole building gets thrashed.
Silver bullets are flying. And
yeah.
I tell you what was fun to play was Marvel. Did you ever play that?
No, I'm not into superhero games.
It was so different.
I'm fantasy or sci-fi or modern day. I'll do modern day stuff, but it's either fantasy or sci-fi for me, and that's it. Post-apocalyptic's okay. I would do that. Josh did a really good job running the after on Savage Worlds. That was really fun. So I would do post-apocalyptic or maybe modern day, but superheroes, I just can't do it.
No Spider-Man? Come on.
No.
Spider-Man.
I'll watch Marvel movies or, DC movies, but yeah.
Well, I tell you, who played the Hulk in the last couple of movies needs to be shot. That's what needs to happen.
I wish Ed Norton would have stayed being the Hulk. That would have been cool. I liked him.
Yeah.
In that first Hulk movie they did. Not the first one that was super cheesy. But the one that he was in was good.
Yeah, I don't remember Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, and I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's Gary the Murder Hobo Show. No, I don't want to play
Gary.
I wish Gary would play Starfinder with us, but he's not going to be able to play on a weekday. And I want to play in the afternoon anyway. I don't want to play at night. So I hope that doesn't affect you either. Surprise, but I kind of want to play in the afternoon.
on a Monday? Surprise. Well, what are you thinking?
I don't know. Something about 2:00 my time.
So that would be 4:00 my time?
Yeah.
On a Monday night or Monday afternoon?
I mean, we could do a general consensus of when people can play, but yeah.
Well, that's going to be the biggest thing because I'm only available Monday and Wednesdays.
Well, it would have to be Monday and Wednesday then. I mean, you're the first player, so I'll kind of cater the times. I don't know.
I'd have to check with my boss to see if he'll let me out of the office by then. Oh,
I thought you were the boss.
Yeah.
I thought you were the boss.
I am the boss. Sometimes my boss can be an asshole, though.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Gary mentioned necessary.
4:00 sounds perfect, actually.
Yeah.
4 to 6. Because
I don't want to hog up the whole night. You start at 8:00, you're done at midnight. You got to go right to bed because I just don't want to do that anymore.
And then you sit there and think about your character for an hour. You're like, yeah, I could have done it that way.
Yeah. Necessary.
Yeah, my
evil.
games are from 8 to 11, so.
No, not me. Not anymore. I'm like mid-afternoon stuff. Because if I want to go out to get dinner, if I don't feel like cooking or something, then I want to still have time to be able to go out and sit down somewhere and get a hot meal. You know what I mean? Instead of I mean, I don't eat fast food anymore, so I don't do. Well, I take that back. I actually went to Wendy's yesterday, and I got a double, and I didn't even eat the bread. I just ate the hamburger because I don't eat bread anymore either.
Yeah, Wendy's.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't, it was like they were like charbroiled patties, and I was just like, yeah. But I got lettuce and tomato, and I just ate it. I took the buns off because I just don't like bread that much. Yeah. Bag alert, major bag alert. I heard that commercial, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go to Wendy's. So,
and their fries are, and they're whatever.
I don't eat fries, so if I eat fries, they're baked. So I don't fry anything. Yeah, that's why I've lost 160 pounds over the last 4 years, because I just don't eat that fried crap. That's like a whole person.
That's like a whole person.
Yeah. I feel a lot better. I can actually get around. I mean, there was to a point where I was having a hard time getting around and stuff, but now it's like I'm like ready to go. So,
and you're like 6'10" or something, aren't you? You're like super tall.
6'5", yeah, almost 6'5". My son's 6'8", I believe.
Good Lord.
Yeah, he's
I'm
Sasquatch.
6 foot. Things are made
you're
for
tall,
my
dude,
build.
Yeah.
6 foot.
You're a tall dude.
You get on a bus, Dave, and it's like you might as well put on a size pair of 8 shoes. That's how you feel.
We used to have this flea market. It was called Front Neck Flea Market, and I hit my head.
Front neck, like
front, yeah. FR. I think it was spelled FRONTEN.
Some play on redneck.
Front neck is what it used to. It's all tore down now. I don't even think it's there anymore. I mean, somebody could probably Google it, but it was called Front Neck Flea Market, and it was made in like the 60s, I think, or 50s, and it was made for short people, and I just could not walk anywhere in there without hitting my head all the time. I'd have to walk like this, and then everybody's looking at me like,
that's hungry to join.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I have your autograph?
Wow. That was but they had the best. They used to have these, I remember there was this old like 1950s food truck that was like buried in the sand to where it looked like a shack. And they had the best. They took dough and they wrapped it around like a foot-long hot dog, and then they put this white American cheese in it, and they were so good. And they were like $1, back in the day, and then they had like a fresh squeezed lemonade. A lady would take
kind of like a
lemons
corn dog-ish.
No, it wasn't a corn. It was like a hot dog, like a bun. Hot dog bun, not a bun, but it was like just dough wrapped around it. And then you could get like, ketchup or mustard, or they had like a spicy mustard, and for $1 a hot dog. And they were like a foot-long hot dog, and it had cheese in it. They were so good. Like a crispy dough, because they would bake them.
I hadn't been to the fair in a long time, and I finally went a few years ago, and I'm like, oh, look at all this food, this food truck. And I had like 2 things, and my stomach was just done. It was just like done.
What'd you eat? Did you eat one of those like frosted bear claws or something? What'd you eat, like deep fried Twinkies?
I got a freaking corn dog, because, and then deep fried Oreos or something. I don't know what it was.
This sounds so good.
I was done.
Pig in a blanket. That's it. It was like dough wrapped around that. It was pig in a blanket, and it was so fluffy and crispy. It was like a croissant dough almost. It was so good, man. Murder Hobo said he likes to go to the carnivals and get the tube steaks. He says they're delicious.
He likes a good old tube steak, don't he?
I think he might be a tube steak connoisseur. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an expert.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to playing Starfinder. There, that's for sure. We'll probably be starting in the next. I would say, give me a couple months. I got to get all these videos
So,
done.
am I restricted from watching your prep?
No, you can watch it. I don't care. Just don't metagame it. Don't matter to me. There's going to be so many cool effects on those maps. It is going to be awesome. Yeah.
You got like lights galore going.
Yeah. It's going to be crazy. So all kinds of like ambient colored pools that are like kind of stagnant and waving around.
The engine or the motor that was going.
The energy core. Yeah. I did like a rain and a water effect, and it looks like lightning. I was like, oh, this is cool as hell. So, yeah.
And I think you're right. There was lightning going on at one time.
There was at the very beginning of Unity. There was, and then it was taken out. So I gotta ask Carl about it. So it's either that or
it's
I'm
on
just. The list. Oh yeah, it's on the list. It's either that or I just am crazy and it was never there. So, but I could have swore there was lightning in like a storm and like in a rainstorm, and then it would like flash lightning once in a while.
Yeah, I think maybe it was called storm and not lightning, but yeah, I remember the flashes and that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Negative levels. Mm-hmm. Scrolling through here, you can get negative levels.
So we'll find some more players, Drake. We'll find 3 more players for Starfinder. We'll play it in the afternoon. That way, everyone's nights aren't all just taken up with a game, and then you can't go out and do anything. So we'll do it early. We'll find some more players, and we'll play some Starfinder, and we'll kind of learn it together and have fun with it. So. But we'll have to do that again. We'll do this again next month. Maybe we'll talk about Starfinder again next month. That'll give you a month to kind of check out the core rulebook. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's what is it? 300 pages long. 532 pages. Yeah. God Lord, that's a lot of pages.
It is. It's like close to 550. It's like a bludgeoning device. That's for sure. So.
You can definitely use it to jack up the far end of your trailer. That's for sure. I would
say you could do a D4 damage to someone by slugging him with this book. I would say it's a D4 damage. So, but
I don't know if it's a monk. I would give him the D6.
If it's a book. Now the Pathfinder core rulebook, that's even a bigger book, and that I would say that's probably a D6. So. But all right, well, we're going to call it here. And thanks everybody for hanging out with us. And we'll be back next month, maybe, if Drake wants to come on, and we'll just kind of hang out and talk about games. So, all right. So don't forget to check out DrakeTakes channel, everyone. He's a good guy. He's playing in a couple games. I think you're running a game too, right? Aren't you running your Schultz?
Yeah. Look, I got some bling going on.
Look at that. DrakeTakes stickers. You can put that on your car.
Yeah, you can put on your car, and you can get your own coffee mug too.
Oh, snap! I like that mug. Nice.
Isn't that nice? Little dragon. It's a good size mug too. See, it's a 16 or whatever.
That's a D2 damage with the mug. D4 on a smash.
Definitely take a tooth out with it. That's for sure.
Let's see the inside of the cup. Has it been used?
No, it's still got
the full of stuff. Okay, that's cool. Huh? Nice.
I have one on the box too that's got your name on it.
Oh, whoa. Hey now. All right, everybody.
Hey now.
Thanks for hanging out.
All right, we'll
I'm
see
Dave.
you guys.
That's Drake. We'll see you next month. We'll talk about some more games.